Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and welcome to today's Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 567. Wahoo Kachoo! I have a full-length technique-based commercial-free class for you today where I'm featuring a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I have got some hero arts for you. I've got some creative expressions for you. I've got some Stacy Park Sizzix for you. I have maybe even some Sizzix. I haven't made sure that I can do that yet. I'm waiting for a text. Literally, I'm waiting for a text to tell me, yes, you can, or no, you can't. And if I don't hear, I guess I'll just decide on my own. You should never let me make my own decisions. I'm going to err on the side of the customer, on the SMS peep. So hopefully if I have to fly by the seat of my pants, well, Sizzix decides to fly along right with me. Okay, so a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I'm going to kind of start where I maybe left off in a Take Two Tuesday. A Take Two Tuesday event is where Sizzix Stacy, that's me, I'm a Sizzix licensed designer. I work with exclusively my products from Sizzix, Jacquard, and Couture Creations. And I wanted to expand on what I had done. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna work it into a full-length class, a full-length technique class, and I will start kind of with what I did in that Take Two Tuesday, but then I'm going to move right along and show you how we're going to expand upon it. But I have to assume that not everybody watched that Take Two Tuesday event, which is Tuesdays, every Tuesday, 5 p.m. sunny California time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And instead of Scrapbooking Made Simple Stacy, you see Sizzix Stacy. But I had some ideas of where we could take it a little bit further, and with manufacturers like Hero Arts and Creative Expressions. So I said, okay, everybody, let's all get in the sandbox together, and we're gonna do a great class for the SMS peeps. And everybody said, whoop, whoop. Now, I will tell you, today has been a difficult day. I tend to be perky and happy most of the time, but today it just seemed to be an off day. Not that anything was horribly wrong, but there was a series of events that just kept compiling on top of each other all day today. I had a customer on the phone who could not get into her account, and I spent over an hour on the phone trying to walk her through it and trying to keep the frustration level down, which is hard to do sometimes. Not my frustration level, her frustration level with me. I literally was on the phone for over an hour trying to get her where she needed to be so she could get what she wanted to get. And I had to keep my calm, and I'm pretty good at that most of the time. But right as I was working with her, I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but this blue screen comes up on your computer. I have a regular computer here at work, and it has a little sad face on it that says, Microsoft has encountered an internal error. Please allow us to collect this data and before we restart your computer. Well, I literally was in the middle of trying to assist this customer through getting her through step by step on how to place an order, because we can't place the order for you. And my computer crashes, and thank goodness SMS Guy James, my son, SMS Guy James, his computer was up, and I literally, he works like from here to there. I mean, that's how close we work together. I rolled my chair over, I pushed him out of the way, I logged in as me and kept going. So I had a call that was, it wasn't a bad call, it was just a challenging call. And you get those every now and then, and it's my job to try and make it less frustrating. And sometimes I do a good job at that, and sometimes I don't. And then the computer crashing, and then it was the last day for one of our employees who thought he thought he was leaving. He thought he was leaving. Now he's not sure if he's leaving or not. And I'm like, oh, what a shame. No, I want him to get the job that he wants, but I also, I care about him dearly, and he's a wonderful employee. So and he, it's hard because it was just hard. It was hard to see his disappointment. It was hard. And I just, the mom in me just wanted to make it better. And so, and then it just compiled. So if you've ever had one of those days, I'm right there with you today. And I found my inner Perky while I was prepping today's class. I've been sitting up here for several hours just trying to decompress before I film. Yeah, I need to decompress just like everybody else. I need to just put that day away. What happened today happened today. There were a few more things that happened, and it is what it is, and we're going to get through it. But I sat here today and I tried to prep the class and really just let it go. Let's get crafty. So I think I'm back in that space, and I think that there's a twinkle in my eye and a song in my heart. And I hope you enjoy what I have for you today, because without me being able to sit here for the last few hours just doing this, I think I might have exploded. But I have this hobby. I have this crafting. I have this outlet that allows me to take a moment and breathe while I'm putting some glitter on, or I'm die cutting, or I'm going, I wonder if I can do this. And I'm hoping that that is what this is for you. Not just joy in the making of something, but an opportunity to say, I've had a bad day, I'm going to make something, because that's going to make it better. And for me, that's what happened today. I came up here and today is better. I'm going to leave. It's going to be super late tonight. You don't even want to know what time it is. We're almost to Saturday morning. But that's okay. I'm in a much better space, and that's what this hobby does. It puts you in a much better frame of mind. It really does. So if you've had one of those days, or if you've ever had one of those days, well, I'm right there with you. So I have got winner to tell you about. 2 people have won $50 to Scrapbooking Made Simple. And if that doesn't put somebody in a great mood, I don't know what will. I do have my water because I have kind of a sore throat. But if that doesn't put somebody in a great mood, I don't know what does. 2 lovely ladies have won $50 to Scrapbooking Made Simple. Our first winner is Sally. Sally Moretti? Hello, Sally. Is that you? I love the name Sally. I really do. It's a cute, darling, fun name. I love the name Sally. Hello, Sally Moretti. Congratulations. You are a winner chicken dinner of $50. I see that the check mark is there, so that means the money has been put into your account. But Sally, you are not alone. Our second winner is Leslie. Leslie A. Bumgardner. Hello, Leslie A. Bumgardner. You also are a winner chicken dinner. Look at that check mark. Congratulations, Leslie. I'm very excited for you and Sally. What are you both gonna spend your money on? Boy, if you've had a day like mine, that really would change the outlook. So, anything that makes your heart happy, whether it be adhesive and paper or something you would have never thought to splurge on for yourself. Congratulations, ladies. I am glad that you are our winner chicken dinners. And if you want a chance to be a winner chicken dinner here, what do you have to do? Well, first off, you have to like this video. That's the most important thing. Like this video. You see, the YouTube gods like likes. So that's how we decide how much money we give away. For 250 likes, we give away $25. For up to 500 likes, we give away $50. For up to 750 likes, we give away $75. And if we get to 1,000 likes, we give away $100. So hit the like, but then you have to post a comment. If you don't post a comment below, your like doesn't mean anything for you. It means something for everybody else. They're really happy you liked it. But if you don't leave that comment below, then our software can't select you as a winner. We do it every week, and I'm so happy that we do, because that's also something that makes my heart happy. All right, so today I've got some Stacy Sizzix, because I am a licensed designer for Sizzix. It was I don't want to say a difficult week. It was a long week. I was at scrapbook.com on Tuesday, where I did a live with Laura and with Cody. I was on for just a few minutes showing some new product of mine coming their way, and then flew home really late, got home super late, and then back at work the next morning, because, well, that's the type of girl I am. So I've got Stacy Sizzix, I have got Hero Arts, I've got some creative expressions. I'm going to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And like I said, we're going to start kind of where we left off in one of my Take Two Tuesdays, and then we're going to expand. I'm going to tilt on down. I'm going to show you some samples. We're going to get started for today. It's good to see everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for letting me be me, and even when I'm having a day, it's okay with you. I appreciate that. And let me grab my drink, because I'm going to need it. And a sample for you. So a couple samples just to give you an idea of what we're working on today. Now, you're never going to guess what that is. Isn't this beautiful? I don't know that you're going to guess what this is. And then some Stacy Sizzix. So some pretty different samples, huh? But I've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that for you today. All right, let me put these aside and let's get started. So first things first, the two SKUs that I'm going to be working with today, primarily from the dies and stamps and stencils, are mine from Sizzix. I have my Patty's Perfect Triangles, and this is a beautiful set of dies and embossing features. I have them here on my gotcha tool, and they are nesting dies that also have an embossing feature that is separate from the nesting dies. My fanciful framelits are very different from anything else anybody's ever done, where you have a die and then an embossing and then a die and then an embossing, and you can use the embossing by itself, you can use the die by itself, you can use them together. This is my gotcha tool, super popular, and what a gotcha tool does is just that. Gotcha. Holds all your dies in place. If you've misplaced a die, it picks it up if a die is hiding under a piece of paper or you drop it in the trash. But it's not just for dies. My goodness, sewers, quilters, jewelry makers, anything that will be held in by a magnet, pins and findings and all sorts of stuff. Spouses love this out in the garage because all of their tools and their little nuts and bolts and all sorts of stuff. So gotcha tool, very handy. So we are using my Patty's Perfect Triangles today. And we're also going to be using my Merry and Light set. This is a stamp and stencil set. The stamp is made up of stamps of trees. So there's I think there's 4 different size trees. There's 4 different size trees, and then there's a stencil that will go with it. So you've got 4 different tree. Well, they're the same tree, but 4 different sizes. And then I have got sentiment for you. I have got stars and baubles and all sorts of goodies in here, to the star for the top of the tree if you would like, all sorts of goodies in here. But then it also comes with a coordinating stencil. Let's get a black piece of paper for that. And this stencil lets you add to the stamps. You can add the snow look, or these two allow you to add a kind of a swag to your stamps. And you're saying, Stacy, that only works for the big one. No, actually it doesn't. It works for all of them. If I were to take my tree and I line it up there, I can add snow just to this tree. If I take my next size tree and I want to add snow, now it goes down to there. And then my full size tree. And that's the same for the little baubles. It will work on multiple sizes of the trees. You just gotta get it in there to fit and see, and then you'd finish with this one right there. So the stencils really are meant to be used with all the different stamps in the set. It's not just for the largest tree. And we may play with a couple different sizes today, but it is a stamp and stencil combo, and it's sold as a set, so you don't have to buy the stencil separately. And you can see what it is that the stencils will allow you to do. So I am going to start where I left off. So I think I'm going to take, and just for the hay of it, maybe I do the size. Maybe I work in this size and not the biggest one. We'll see. Time will tell. I'm going to play with paper, colored paper to start with. And I've got the Spice Reveals paper. Now, I'm not necessarily going to be using it as reveals paper today, but I love the greens in it. The greens are beautiful. And you're like, well, what do you mean you're not going to be using it as reveals? What makes it special? It just looks like paper to me. Well, it is just paper until you tear it. And then it tears to a lighter shade of that color. And it is pretty spectacular. And when you're using it with perhaps one of my fanciful framelit embossing features, then you can sand it, and this dotty, there's a dotty impression on here, will absolutely come up. Maybe we'll get to that, but I did want to show you what Reveals paper does. It is the same on both sides, but when you tear it or you sand it, it tears to a completely different color. Now, since I've pulled that one, I might as well use it, right? And let's see. I can get at least 2 out of here. So I'm going to cut this in half. And then maybe the darker. Love the dark. And I'll cut this in half. And the dark will do the same thing. There, now I've got 4 to play with. And I've got my, not my smallest tree, it's actually the second from the largest. So I'm using this tree right here. Here's your largest, which is going to be, boy, that's a good size for a larger card. A 5x7, easy. You could probably get away with an A6. but a larger stamp, and then the smaller ones if you want to go a little bit smaller. So I'm going to bring over my stencil and stamp tool, because I am going to be stamping today. And I've got my grid side up. This is the alignment tool if I was using the stencil. I'm going to put that off to the side for right now. I've got my sticky grid. Sticky grid comes with it. It is a large, oversized, amazing Post-it note that when you put your paper on it, it holds your paper in place. And yet when it's time to pull it off, it just pops right off. In place, off. It is something that will last a really long time, but eventually when you do need to replace it, Sizzix sells replacement sheets. But one does come with your stencil and stamp tool, and we do have this on sale, and it also comes with a set of converters that we've included for you at the amazing price that we have it for. Because when you're using it as a stenciling tool and you want to use somebody else's stencils, Sizzix sells converters, so everybody's stencils will work with it. And of course, everybody's stamps. Now, my grid side is face up, and my smooth side is always going to be the side that goes against the stamp. I've got my stamp right there. Close it up, give a press, and now I can ink it up. Now, taking this in and out, you don't have to click it or anything. It just pops, easy peasy. And I'm going to use some of my carbon copy black ink. This is my Jacquard Stacy Park premium dye-based ink that is water soluble. It will watercolor for you. It also stays wet enough for you to use embossing powder with. Ooh. So, put it in, down, give a good press. Now the stencil or the stamp is brand new. I haven't used it before. So I'm going to go ahead and go a second time because I want my image even darker. And as long as I don't move my paper and I don't move my stamp, it's going to line up. In, down, press. Ooh, better. Getting darker, and if I want to go one more time, I absolutely can. And again, the stamp is brand new. Stamps are kind of like a good cast iron pot. The more you use it, the better they are. And that's true for any stamps. So the longer you use it, the more you ink it, the better it is. Oh yeah, that looks great. Very happy with that. Okay, so there's one. I think I'm going to do maybe a few of them while I'm here. I kind of guesstimated my alignment. I wasn't too far off. Oh, that's good. And let's just do a couple of them while I'm here. That way I have a few to play with. Now, you don't have to ink it up the way I am inking. The tool actually will open all the way. And if I had enough room, I could just ink it right there and close it up. I didn't have to take the lid on and off. But because I've got my Sizzix Big Shot machine literally right next to me, I don't have enough space to open the tool all the way. So I just, because you don't have to pop the lid in and out, it just is easy peasy. Instead of moving my Big Shot machine, I'm just as happy popping my lid right off, inking, and moving on. So the stamp positioner aspect of it is large. You have lots of room. That means you can stamp larger images, giving you options to even put multiple images on one and stamp a full background at the same time. when we get into the stenciling portion, if we were doing a layered stencil, oh my goodness, you would understand the size, why they went the size they did. It is so helpful. Oh, that looks great. Okay, that one's done. I'll do one more. Oh, perfect. Hello. Yay for me. I didn't have to take the stamp off and line it up or anything. And let's get this one done, and then we're going to do something to them. Done. Good. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I've got 3 done and 1 piece of paper left. Pull my stamp off. And now we're going to move to the stenciling part. So with that, I still use my stencil and stamp tool, but this time I don't need the lid. Take it right off and I can put it off to the side. I do need my trusty dusty green alignment tool. And that green alignment tool is what allows you to take any stencil and line it on up so that you are able to lift and look and lift and look. The little circles here, the little openings here, correlate to the little openings here for the lid, and these just fit right in. Right in. And what that does is it allows you to move your stencil anywhere you want on your space. That's why they made it so big, because if you're doing a big layout, let's say you're doing a 12 by 12 layout, first off, there's no edges, so you can use any size paper you want. Next, by having the opportunity to put your stencil lower, you could run a border across your 12 by 12 layout. Or if you're doing a stencil that is a continuous stencil, you're able to just move the stencil over and keep stenciling, and it's going to line up every single time. Now I'm using my paper, and so I've got my alignment tool in place. You want it with the 2 nibs poking out. That's the side you want that's facing your platform. You do have 2 holes up here at the top, and those 2 holes correlate to these 2 nibs. There's 2 nibs right here, and what that does is it allows you to store this when you want to put it away. But these 2 little nibs are not where you're going to put your stencil. You're like, but how would I put my stencil on those there? Well, every Sizzix stencil is made with holes. These are not typical size holes. They're not a 1/4 inch. You can't just go buy a hole punch and punch holes in your stencil and hope that it's going to work with the Sizzix stencil and stamp tool. Not how it works. These nibs they're angled and they're an off size to make sure that the stencil kind of pops down into place, almost snaps down, so it doesn't lift up when you're stenciling with it. Now it may buckle. You still have to keep your hands on your stencil, but I will show you why it is so amazing. Now, I have got my paper. I'm going to pull my paper up. I'm going to put my stencil down. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to align my paper with my Christmas tree. And I'm just going to line it right up. And see if that's where it makes my heart happy. Does that look good to me? it does. I think I'm going to call that good. So I have now put my stencil right over my stamped image. Now my stencil goes down further, but I don't have to worry about that because I know my stamped image ends. It's not all the way down. Yeah, right there. So I'm going to take a little bit of maker's tape and I'm just going to cover up the parts that I don't want to be stenciled. Right there and right there. And I want to make sure that I don't get anything. Although I could, it would look kind of cute with that piece there, but I'm just going to cover them up and mask them off, just so I don't accidentally get anything in there. Now, the first thing I'm going to take is how about some pearlescent medium from Sizzix? It is a paste. It's got a beautiful pearly look to it, and it's going to stencil in there beautifully. I've got my big stencil from Creative Expressions, and I want to say we have this on sale. It's under $4. Oh my gosh. So all I have to do is put it on. Ooh, I should probably add a little bit. Well, let's just see if I can keep it away from there. Come in and put a little bit down. And it's just like frosting a cake. Pretty much just like frosting a cake. Maybe a little bit more. And that's all I'm trying to do, is frost a cake. And then when I'm done, I can put it all back into my jar that I didn't use. Now I'm able to lift this up to see what it looks like. And if I'm happy, I can leave it. But if I'm not, I can very carefully, because it is wet paste, lay it right back down, and I could add some more if I needed to, up to me. But the idea is that you can literally lift it up, look and see what you got, and if you're happy, be done. And I've just done my first Christmas tree. Now that I'm thinking about it, that piece really would be cute on that side. If I put that down, and maybe I take off that and that, pick up a little bit more. Lift up. And now I've got piece going down the side. Cute! And when this dries, it will dry pearlescent. Super easy peasy to do. So I can stick this off to the side and just let it be. But, and I'm going to put that, I'm going to put that there. But I have the next one to do. So, take a baby wipe peel off all my little masks because I changed my mind halfway through and did that piece. And take a baby wipe, top and bottom, and wipe off my stencil. Look at how fast it dries. Now, it's not going to harm your stencil. Your stencil's plastic. So if a little stays on, that's okay. And when you're all done for the day, you can certainly soak your stencil if you want to, but I tend to just let my stencil be. So if I put my alignment tool back on and I put my stencil back down and I'm ready to go again, and maybe I take the darker and I line it up. I say we try there. Put my mask back on. Just so I don't get it where I don't want it. And this time, I'm going to play with something called crystal paste. So the first one I did was with pearlescent medium. Really pretty stuff that can be tinted with a re-inker. Really pretty stuff. Then I'm going to play with crystal paste. This is different than crystal glaze. I have crystal glaze as a free gift with the I Want It All on the Stacy Sizzix Christmas collection. This is not a glaze, it's a paste. And it's going to dry slightly opaque as opposed to crystal clear. And it does have glitter shimmery in it. It's got a little bit of shimmery something in it. So I can apply it the exact same way. And you can feel it. It feels a little gritty because it has that little bit of texture sparkle going on. And again, I can just come in. Oh, can you hear it? You can hear it. It sounds kind of gritty. So it's going to leave more of a texture than the pearlescent. The pearlescent was completely smooth. But this is going to have a little bit of texture to it and a little bit of sparkle to it. I think that's good. I'm going to grab that and put that back in and then just grab it again. And okay, I'm going to call it done. And let's see what I've got. Lift it up. And now I've got a beautiful, when this dries, it's going to dry slightly opaque and with a glitter shimmer to it. And it is textured. See how high that is? Here, let me bring the pearlescent over. The pearlescent is absolutely stunning. But the pearlescent isn't quite as textured. Can you see it's a little flatter? While this one's a little raised, a little higher. Two different looks. but both achievable with the stamp and the stencil. I would not use the crystal paste to do the word peace. I would use something that is smooth or an ink. With that grittiness, I just am not sure I would get the detail that would make my heart happy. But I'm going to let that one dry. And this is just about dry. It does not take long for it to dry. This one a little bit longer because it's a little bit thicker. So let's let this one dry. Let's let these two go. And let's wipe off my stencil. And let's do another one with a different type of Sizzix medium. I always do top and bottom. That way I have, first off, my hands don't get horribly pasty, although I don't mind that at all. But it just lets me clean it pretty quickly. And if I push anything through to the back side, it doesn't get the back side all dirty. There. Good for me. All right, I have one more. Put my alignment tool back on, pop my stencil right back on. I'm gonna clean off my, what do they call this? Are they calling it's a woodware craft scraper, and you get 2 of them. It's a 2-pack for under $3. No, under $4. So is it $3 and maybe it's $3.60 or something like that? It's very inexpensive for the 2 of them. It really is. Call it a scraper. Okay, so I've got my last one done in the beautiful green. Put it underneath. Kind of line it on up. I always line it up to the top piece right here. So I'm looking at the top of my tree, and then I'm making sure that it kind of lines up there. And then I'm just moving my tree into the right so I see some of the branches. I'm going to say that's pretty close, and that's all I'm going for. Close is good enough for me. So then we have used the pearlescent. We've used the crystal paste. And now I'm just going to use a plain Sizzix dimensional paste. Big bottle, little price. In fact, we have these 3 on a exclusive bundle. I want to say, well, I don't have my text yet. I want to say they retail for over $30, $32. I'm trying to get them for $19.99 for all 3 of them for you. I'm waiting to hear if I can do that. Time will tell. I don't know. I haven't seen my phone ding. So I'm trying to get the dimensional paste, the crystal paste, and the pearlescent medium. Instead of like $32, I'm trying for $19.99. Okay, as soon as I know, you'll know. I'm kind of using it when I probably shouldn't, but it is, without knowing what I can sell it for, or if I can even sell it, it's like, but you know what? No guts, no glory. Maybe I bring this just a little bit down. Okay, let's try there. And this time with the dimensional paste. So no sparkle, no sheen, no pearlescent, just white. Just white. All right, so let's grab my scraper, get a little bit of my dimensional paste on here, and Let's go for it. Okay. Oh, I just sat it in there. Oh my gosh, Stacy. Oh, that looks good. Pretty easy peasy. It's not as flat as the pearlescent, but it's not as dimensional as the crystal. Now I could add more to make it even higher. I could have gone really, really thick. But I thought, what if I wanted to add some sparkle to it? What if I wanted to bring over, while it's still a little bit wet, what if I wanted to bring over maybe some of my glitter? How about we do silver? And I drizzle a little bit of my silver glitter. So while it's still wet, my silver glitter will adhere to it. Now you could be saying, but Stacy, why don't you just mix the silver glitter into the paste? Well, the paste is opaque. So I'm going to let that dry. And when that's dry, I'm going to brush off all that extra glitter. The paste is opaque, so if I mix in my silver glitter into some of the paste, it's going to make the paste look, or this glitter look white. It has to be added over the top after you're done stenciling. And I have a little bit left here, and I put that right back on in. Now this is microfine glitter. It's not your typical glitter. It is like dust, truly. And I put my, okay, I've put my scraper twice into it. There, bwahaha, now you can't do it. This microfine glitter is very much like dust. The granules are so fine that they're going to cling to anything and everything you want it to and keep the detail. Not a typical glitter and very hard to find. Microfine glitter can be really expensive, but I partnered with Couture Creations and we were able to get it for a price that I think makes your heart happy. Most microfine glitters are about half this size and almost twice as much. This is a beautiful size, and I have right now 12 colors with 6 more on the way in, and they retail for about $4.20, $4.30, which is a crazy low price for microfine glitter. Now I'm going to let that dry, and when it's all dry, I can take it and I can dust it off, and only the glitter on the paste will stay. So far we've done our pearlescent. We've done our crystal, which is almost dry. That is almost dry. So not quite translucent, not quite opaque, but close. And now we have got our dimensional paste where we've added a little bit of glitter to it to give it a little bit more sparkle and a little bit more shine. And again, I'm going to give this, ooh, do you think I'm too soon? Ho, 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 ho. I mean, I really just did it. And look at, I'm able to dust it off. It does dry fairly quickly. So pretty. Now I'm afraid to push too hard. I am, because I just want to make sure it's dry. But yeah, I'm getting it all off. Look at it's all coming off and only staying in. where my dimensional paste is. So 3 different looks. All of them beautiful, all of them slightly different. But if I can get you the price, all of them for just $19.99, well, who could chew, right? Yay. But I still have that one card left. That one piece of cardstock that I didn't do anything with. What if, instead of stamping on it, I think I can go down to that one easy. What if instead of stamping on it, I just stencil on it? So I don't have the stamped image at all. And I've gone down a little bit further. Mask all that off because I don't want it to get, I don't want to put any of my mediums there. And what do we want to do? Do we want to do the pearlescent? Do we want to do the glitter? What do we want to do? I can't hear you. What if we did the pearlescent with a little bit of glitter? So what if I get into the pearlescent? Let me put my lid on my dimensional. You ready to see what we got? So now I have no stamped image at all. And I'm using the stencil to make the outline. And I could put a little bit of glitter on it if I want. And just kind of move it around a little bit. Ideally not over the top of your sticky grid, because the thing that's going to make sticky grid not sticky anymore is glitter and embossing powder. And now I'll have a little pearlescent and a little glitter with no stamped image at all. So then it becomes with or without the stamped image, because it makes a beautiful tree without the stamped image as well. Absolutely beautiful. See how fine that is? And I just put it right on back into my pot. Let's take and wipe off my scraper. And let's take and top and bottom wipe off my stencil. Everything's water soluble. So like I said, if you're working with it and you don't get it all off the first time or the second time, don't worry about it. You can let your stencil, you can get it under a little hot water and then it's all gonna come off. But typically I don't clean my stencils. I just kind of get it good enough and I'm happy. Okay. All right. So we've done 4 so far. Just the stencil. The stencil in pearlescent with the stamp. The more kind of textural, gritty, glittery, and the dimensional paste with a little bit of glitter. So 4 different looks, all of them amazing, and again, all out of one stamp and stencil set. And I've only used one size of the stamp and the stencil, and there's 4 sizes you can use. So what if we went a little bigger? What if we went cut this one, and I already have this one cut, so maybe we'll use these 2. What if we went a little bit bigger and we did the big tree? Ho, ho, ho. Let's take that big tree right on out. And let's stamp first. Smooth side against my stamp, ridges facing up. I don't need my alignment tool because I'm stamping right now. Give a press down. Let's cover up my pearlescent. I don't want it to dry out. Oh, I can feel that I've got glitter on this, but that's okay. And let's ink it up. And I'm just going to use my carbon copy black again. So pretty. That looks pretty good, yeah? One more. Okay. Oh, like a dream. Okay, one down. And I'm just going to kind of slide this one right on in. And hopefully I'm close. I think I'm going to slide it on over in case we decide to die cut this one. Okay. That works for me. You're like, what do you mean die cut? Well, my triangles from my Christmas, my Nod to Christmas collection, my triangles work with several of the SKUs in the collection. It works with my triangles. The die cuts work with my layering stencil. They work with this set. They were meant to coordinate Not only can you use them by themselves, but you can use them. They are the perfect size for the triangles of the trees. And it really is a nod to Christmas. A lot of the items in the collection can be used all year round. Okay, I think that's good. So now I've got 2 of them. I'm just going to trim this one down in case I decide to die cut. Now what to do with them? I'm in the same position I was just a few minutes ago, only with smaller trees. But this time I'm going to use a different medium, and it's not by Sizzix. Put my stamp right back where it belongs. And I'm going to bring out product by Creative Expressions. Put my lids on. Hello, lid. There you go. So I'm going to bring out product by Creative Expressions. And we're selling it as a 2-pack. It's called Fluffy Stuff. And it is an expand medium. So we're selling, you get 2. They're, I think, $5 each, so $10 less, I think probably 10 or 20%, but 2 of them. And they have the tip that you're going to cut off, and then they have the lid that you can put on. And how this stuff works is easy peasy. So let's cut off the lid. There's a little top here, and you just kind of do a little snip. Is that far enough? Oh, that's far enough. So I've opened it up, and then when I'm done, I put the little cap right on it and seal it up. Now, I'm going to bring my stencil back over. In fact, I think I'm going to trim this down just a little bit too. I'm going to bring my stencil back over, but I'm not going to use the alignment tool. I'm literally going to lay it right on top. Oh, I can take all this masking off because I want the whole thing. And line it on up. I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to have my sticky grid just kind of hold it in place. Instead of taking this and putting it maybe a bunch down and then or putting it against my scraper and scraping it, this fluid is just that. It's more of a fluid than it is a paste. So it is not as thick as a paste. It almost feels like a glue. It's not tacky like a glue, but it has the viscosity of kind of like a white glue. Not like soup thin, but not frosting thick either. Not like frosting or peanut butter, but also not like soup. So the best way to use this isn't with a palette knife or a scraper. Nope, the best way to use this is to literally just go in and kind of fill in the little holes. And all I'm doing is drawing where my stencil is telling me to. And I'm not even trying to be all squiggly or anything like that. I'm just filling in with a little line all the places the stencil has open for. Now, Fluffy Stuff comes in other pastel colors by Creative Expressions. We did not bring them in. We just brought in the white. Okay, now I'm going to lift up and let it be. Where the magic happens is when you add heat. The magic happens when you add heat. So I take my heat tool. I'm going to take my lid off. That way if I can lift it and show you. I'm going to take my heat tool. And I'm going to add heat. Now this is a time where it's not like embossing powder where it takes a while to burn Fluffy Stuff. It does. You have to let enough heat permeate through it so that you see it expand and grow. You have to keep that heat on until it stops expanding. Just because it started to expand doesn't mean you take the heat off. You have to keep it there until you don't see it grow anymore. So not quite like an embossing powder where you're worried. You need to let enough heat happen so that you see it expand all the way up. And what you're going to get is dimensional snow that's fluffy and billowy. And even when you touch it, it's kind of spongy. Dimensional snow. I'm going to see if I can get close enough. I don't know if it'll be too close. So I haven't done this line yet. I'm hoping you can see it actually growing. And puffing up and billowing out. Like clouds. And then when I'm all done, yep, other direction. When I'm all done, what I have is highly dimensional. Looks just like snow. It's awesome. It really is awesome. Kind of kind of spongy. And I wouldn't want to die cut it now, because to put it through the die cutting machine, I'm going to push everything down. I wouldn't want to die cut it yet. I would want to go ahead and trim it out and make it a card front. But if I want to do this and die cut, then I'm going to die cut first. And that's where Patty's triangles come into play. So let me move this out of the way. And let me bring over my Big Shot machine. And I've got my base platform. I've got my solo shim. This is a Sizzix Big Shot machine. It is a die cutting machine. This little piece of metal, oh, I think I might have to sneeze, is going to cut this amazing little triangle out so that I can have the shape and then add my fluffy stuff. So I can put my cut plate right on. You get 2 cut pads with your machine. They're going to come to you perfectly, beautifully, amazingly clear. But then you're going to use them. And well, they're not going to be clear anymore, and you're going to be okay with that because that means you're using your machine. Eventually, they're going to look like this. I have my do not cut plate here. So I do try to keep a plate where I don't cut into it at all if I can help myself. And that really allows it to go through my machine a little bit easier. And Sizzix sells colored plates or glittered plates, or you can just take a Sharpie and mark do not cut. And if you're always using that plate as the top plate, well, it keeps your machine, it keeps your dies going through a little bit smoother, a little bit more even. Now you heard that creak and crack. That just means that it die cut out. Oh, yes, it did. And bam, my Christmas tree. Now, I can put my tree back down. I can put my stencil over the top of it and kind of line it up. Take my fluffy stuff and just kind of fill in the holes. And lift up. And now I can take my heat tool and bring my fluffy stuff alive. And I need to add enough heat until I see it fully expand. And now I've got it on my die cut. So whether I want it on my paper and I don't die cut, or I want to die cut my tree out, I've got snow, and it's so pretty. It's so pretty and so easy to use. And of course I could come in. Oh, see, this is dry. So it has kind of a crystallized look on it. I could come in. Oh, this one's now completely dry. So I can take and wipe off all that extra glitter. And I could take the die that coordinates. And I can die cut out. Or I can die cut out. Gosh, this one I could almost even get that embossed feature all the way around it. Lots to be done with these, and easy to do. If you have the framelits, you're ready to go. Where did I put my middle one? Anybody seen it? Oh, right here. So pretty. It'll cut the trunk off, yes, or the bottom. You'll have to make your own trunk, but so pretty. And the dies are meant to just work perfectly with them. Line them up. And because this is the pearlescent, it'll die cut out fine. The pearlescent and the texture paste will die cut out fine. The crystal, you really want to let it dry all the way through. And now I've got my tree. So options aplenty, but it's time to move on. I mean, tons of options. You choose how you want to use the trees, the stamps, the dies, the pastes. Build a whole forest and no two trees alike. But now it's time to move on. And for that, I'm going to be using some Hero Arts transfers. Now, this is a Hero Arts rub-on, and this is brand new. I don't even think it's quite launched yet. So you're seeing it for the first time here. We have Hero Arts to thank for that. And it's available on the 22nd, I think. So I have 4 different transfers for you. There's 2 of this in here, rub-ons, 2 here, 2 here. This is also a new one. And then the 5-pack. So 2 sets of rub-ons, 2 sets of rub-ons, 2 sets of rub-ons, and then this has 5. So I think I'm going to play with these two today because I love both of them. This set has 2 of the exact same. And I think it's beautiful. I just love it to bits. When I saw it, I had to have it. This one is a little bit older, but same thing. I had to have it. And while this set, the other sets, including this one, have 2 of the same, this one has 5 different. So it has O Holy Night, the stars are shining bright. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. So you've got Christmas song writing or carols. You've got music notes, again, with Christmas text. You have almost like newsprint with Christmas. You have icons with Christmas, and you have a Christmas carol. So you have a story, all rub-ons. And then we have the 2-pack of the rest of them. I don't know, what are they calling this? Festive paper collage. You've got a winter scene. It's beautiful. You've got the snowflakes. Now we have the last of the snowflakes. I bought all the snowflakes Hero Arts had. I did. So there's an I want it all for all 4 of these, and then we do have them open stock as well. So let's put these aside, and let me keep these 2. Now, rub-ons have come a long way, baby. They really have. Yes, they still come with a popsicle stick, but let me tell you, rub-ons have come eons from where they used to be, and we stopped carrying rub-ons a long time ago because half the time they worked and half the time they didn't. And you're still going to use them very much the same way, except for I'm going to be a little different. So, do I want to do the whole thing? Sure, why not? So the way a rub-on works is you cut your paper, and you can certainly cut your rub-on down to size. In fact, well, I'll do that next. You can cut your rub-on down to size. You take off your top liner. So the rub-on is on that top liner, and you separate it from the bottom. You put it right down onto whatever paper you're using. For this, I'm going to use white paper. And then you take a popsicle stick and you go and you rub, 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 hence the reason rub-on. I don't have the patience for that, and I have a Big Shot machine. Once you get it all rubbed on, you would pull your liner back and it's transferred. But I didn't do a good job. So I haven't rubbed it on as well as I should, and this top piece here hasn't transferred yet. Now, some people use a stylus to do it. I have a Big Shot machine. And you're like, you're gonna put a rub-on through a Big Shot machine? Oh, howdy am I ever. So, the 2 tools, they sell them as a set, that are the most affordable tools for your Big Shot machine is the transfer and emboss set, I think is what they call it. It is a squishy and it is a knock-knock. This lets you do so much with your Big Shot machine. So much. I have so many videos on how to use these tools, and they are like, you get both of them. They're in the same package. I want to say they're $14.99, and then they're on sale. If you have a Big Shot machine, any Big Shot machine, a Big Kick machine, a Vagabond machine, any Sizzix machine that's at least 6 inches wide and you don't have these, you need these in your life. I am going to use them to do my rub-ons because, well, I don't want to do it with a popsicle stick. I take my base platform, and no, there's no instructions on the base platform on how to do this. I put my rub-on face up. I put my squishy right on top of my rub-on. And the reason it's called a squishy, that's not what Sizzix calls it. See, squishy. Squishy and a knock-knock. Now you understand how they got their name. I don't use any other top plate. Do I need a bottom plate? Yep, I sure do, Stacy. I need a bottom plate. Bottom plate. Rub on. Okay, so did you see what happened? When I did it this way, it went through my machine. It literally just went through. It said it is not high enough to hit that roller. There's a roller under here, and that's what causes all the cuts to happen. So I know my sandwich is wrong. Bottom plate. Rub on. Squishy. Knock, knock. Now for me, to not have to use a popsicle stick and have to peel it up and then put it back down and rub again and peel it up and put it back down. The $14.99 for the squishy and the knock knock, if all I was ever going to use it for were my rub-ons, would be good enough for me. Squishy's coming out the back end. That's because the roller is adding enough pressure now to force a pressure into that rub-on, to push down into it. So that squishy is ultimately doing what my popsicle stick or my little stylus would do. Let's see how I did, because I did a full size, so I'm not sure if I got up here, but we'll try. Okay. That makes my heart happy. Nothing left, baby. All transferred to my paper. I love this set. It's so cool. So cool. And then what do I want to do with it? Well, what if I took some of my triangles? Don't need my squishy and my knock-knock anymore. I'm going to put that away for now. Bring over my machine. I will need to put my solo shim or my A shim back on. I do need my cutting pad. I've got my rub-on right there. Now I can die cut. One, two, and out it comes. And I'm cutting out my trees. And I'm going to get that as close as I could have got that one closer. I'm going to get that as close as I possibly can. I mean, it's right on the line. Let's see how I do. Ha 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 ha. I don't know if I have enough to do the last one. Oh, but if I just tweak it just a little bit. I got 5 trees out of here. Or 4 trees. Oh my gosh, they would make the cutest card. Love them. Even just the one. But I still have a little bit left. I think I can get that one there. And I think, oh, I think I can. So I think I can fit this one here. And I can put that one there. You moved. I'll cut them one at a time. Ha 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 ha. Now I can just cut this away. Zoop, 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 and zoop. Well, I'm going to cut it, and what's the worst that can happen? So there's one. Oh, the cutest little tree. Gosh, with this little one, I can just roll, roll, roll. And have a whole forest of tiny little trees. Or I can make the cutest star. Okay, lots to do. So now I've got several different sizes in my trees, and I have options from here. I could take and put this in there and make this a frame and a tree. I could do it if I wanted to make a shaker. If I wanted to add the green behind so you see the green coming through. Totally up to me. I've got all of these little trees to do something with. And those rub-ons are just beautiful. But what if I wanted to take, maybe I use this one. What if I wanted to take and add some of my fluffy stuff to it? See that right there? How cute is that? Those two right there. How cute those two are together. I can even put the smaller one right in the front. It is all about the options. What if I wanted to add fluffy stuff to it? Can I? Yeah, I can. I can bring my stencil back and I can go and work all the way down. But because this has a pattern to it, I thought the best way to use the fluffy stuff would be to just kind of draw it on. I thought the best way to use the fluffy stuff. Nope, that's not the open bottle. This is. I thought maybe the best way is to just draw it on and let's see what we get. So I can take a little bit. I just have the black paper so it's easier for you to see. And maybe do the tip of the tree. And maybe have it come down a little bit. Maybe have it come down a little bit. See what happens. So right now I've got it just kind of on the top, kind of coming down the side a little bit. All right, let's see. Add my heat. Now let me see if I can zoom on in so you can see this. Oh, can you see it growing? got snow on my tree. I got snow, dimensional snow on my tree. Oh, do I want to do a little bit more? Maybe come down a little further? I don't know, it sure is cute. Yeah, I like snow on my tree. That makes my heart happy. I don't know why, I can't tell you, but I love it. And you're gonna wanna die cut first, and then it kind of feels spongy, but it's very cool. It's so cool. Do it kind of in a pattern like that, and let's see what we get. And I got snow going down my tree. Now the thing about the fluffy stuff is the less you use, the not as fluffy as it gets. So you could go in there and literally paint on a very, very fine line. Very fine line as opposed to a very, very fat line. See the difference? So it just depends upon if you're looking for snow or if you're looking for snow. So here I have snow. It's just very slightly dimensional. And here I have hello, snow. Look at the dimension on that. It depends upon what it is you're looking for. The thicker you put it down, the more it pops up and expands. And it's so cool. It's so cool. And I love how these rub-ons work so easy. And in no time at all, you can be making cards. Cut several of these out. Wow, I wonder if we could. Okay, let's do that. You're like, let's do what? Well, remember I said that these, my dies have an embossing feature. They have a die, an embossing feature, a die, an embossing feature, so that you can use the die by itself, you can use the embossing feature by itself, or you can use them all together. So I'm gonna just use the embossing feature because it fits this piece of paper perfect. So I'm gonna bring my machine back over. I am gonna need my squishy and my knock knock because I'm doing an embossing, and I told you that tool is the best tool for the money. If you have a Big Shot machine or a Big Kick machine, what you can get from that $14.99 is enormous. I don't need my solo shim or my A shim. I do need a cut pad. Only this time I'm gonna put my embossing. So I've got my knock knock down first against my base platform. I've got my squishy next. I've got my paper down, my embossing element against my paper. Line it up where you want it to be. My top cut plate. And just like I did with my rub-on, I'm sending it on through, and that squishy is gonna get bigger and come out it's gonna keep growing and come out the back side. So the first time I used it, you saw me transfer a rub-on without a popsicle stick. This time, I'm gonna use it as the embossing feature for the embossing feature. And do I have a sanding block? Sanding block. Oh, I see one. I see one. Sanding block. Okay, I just had to reach for it. Sizzix sanding block. Meant to go with their paper. Oh, I got my paper dirty. This is Reveal's paper. Look at it reveal. Revealed my dotties. Look at how cute. That right inside. You matted on something, sentiment, and you're done. Look at how cute are these. They're so darling. I could even, if I wanted to, I could even sand my paper a little bit on the sides just to distress it up a little bit. Just the edges, just to give a little bit of distress to it. And then a sentiment matted, easy peasy. If I had my blues, do they have some blues in here? Ooh, isn't that a pretty color? Oh, that would look so good against this. With my little snow going on, and I could do the same thing. I could add the embossed edge. And then put my Christmas tree with my snow happening. This is also Reveal's paper. So pretty. So lots to be done with it. But I wanted to play with that other set of rub-ons too. Ooh, this set. The set that has the 5 different Christmas all in one. So what if I took, I've got all my little Christmas trees. Put that over there and put this over there. Girls will make samples with them later. What if I took and I did the music notes? I think I can get 2 big trees out of here. going to save that one. Oh, but my music goes that way. Oh, man, Stacy. I'm not going to get a second one out of here. Well, maybe by the hair of my chinny chin chin. All right, let's just try it. All I can do is try. I'm not committed to anything yet. Sorry. No, I'm going to stick with what I've got and figure it out. All right, so I'm going to put this onto paper, but I'm not going to put it onto white paper. I like that teal very much. Put it right on. I can throw this away. Bring over my machine. This time I reverse how I do it. I put my cut plate down first, just because it's easier. Then my paper here with my rub-on. Then my squishy. Then my knock-knock. And send it on through. I've transferred my image, and now I can come in and cut my tree out. Bring it back over. This time I need to bring back my A plate, so my base platform, my A or my solo shim, my cut pad. Don't need my squishy and my knock-knock. And then my do not cut pad, and let's send it on through. So this time, instead of doing it on basic paper, I put those rub-ons on colored paper. Little creaks and cracks are A-okay. Now I've got my rub-on on colored paper. I think I'm going to, well, maybe I'll do it with this one. I think that's enough writing. What if I just wanted to make frame after frame after frame? Well, I already cut this one, so I might as well see what it's going to look like, right? Let's grab a piece of maybe the light green. You just never know what you're going to get with a YouTube. So they're not edited. They're obviously not prepped or scripted. I just kind of craft along with you. So I've got it down. I'm just going to cut my paper to about that size. I feel like I should have done the whole sheet. Bring my machine back over. This time I'm doing what? I'm doing a rub-on, so what do I need? Yes, my squishy and my knock-knock. Do I need my A-shim? No. Do I need a cut plate? Yes. Cut plate, paper with the rub-on, squishy, knock-knock. And instead of using a popsicle stick or a stylus, ta-da! Now if I cut it, so I need my A plate back, or my solo shim, my cut plate, my paper, my die, and my do not cut plate. Now I know my musical notes are going in the wrong direction. I left that space there because what if I could get in one of my other dies? See, I have room. I might have room for this one right there. I do. Yay. I know, my musical notes are in the wrong direction. But what if I took too much? No guts, no glory. Bring over my alignment tool. Put my stencil on it. Line up my tree. How about my pearlescent? I need to mask off. Just want to make sure I don't get anything I'm not supposed to. Put back in. Close it up. So because my musical notes are in the wrong direction, I'm trying to either make it way better or way worse. Okay, well now you can tell it's a tree. I don't know, you guys. And since we've gone this far, we'll add a little glitter to it, and bam! And we'll let it dry. Okay. Put some little gemstones on it once it's dry, and it's gonna be great. I think I am gonna go back. See, even with this one, just a little bit of, just to lighten it up just a little bit. Lift it up. Let's pull it off. Whoop. And now I've got it on there. But you know what you can do with this that you might not have known? You can wipe it off. What happens if you make a mistake? You're going to take a baby wipe and you get the opportunity to start again without damaging your paper, without damaging the rub-on. You get to start again. And that's true with the fluffy stuff too. If you accidentally make a mistake, you can erase. Crazy, I know. I think it has something to do with the rub-on being on there. That really does help it erase. But then you can start all over again. Clean up your mess. Maybe you had gotten some of your paste on the back side. But isn't it nice to know that you can start over again? Now, you don't have a lot of time to sit there and think about it, but before you go, oh man, I ruined it, all you have to do is wipe it off. My paper's dry again. And now I can leave it as is. Maybe I didn't like what I had done. Okay, I changed my mind. I take it right on off. It's going to leave just a little bit of a shimmer. I'm okay with a little bit of a shimmer. But basically you're back to square one. Maybe you put on the pearlescent when you really wanted some of the fluffy stuff. Maybe you wanted to go in there with a little bit of fluffy stuff as opposed to the pearlescent. Lift it up. And heat set. Right on top of those rub-ons. And you've got your musical Christmas tree. Now with snow. Or your musical Christmas tree. Not quite in the right musical direction, but hey, God loves a trier. I can't believe I did that. Gather up all the extra glitter. And for me, there's not enough to save. And it is pretty. Just a little different. Nothing wrong with being a little different. You have options. and you just make them what you want. Now that actually doesn't look so bad. Okay. Let's move this out of the way. I do think I am going to try to do it on a full sheet with the words. And make sure I die cut it in the right direction. Really, what fun is that? I mean, honestly. I love the fact that these go right onto colored paper. Now, if you don't have a die cutting machine, yes, of course you can use your popsicle stick, or you can use your, I don't think a brayer is going to give you enough to get it done. I don't think a brayer will have enough pressure to get it done. But a stylus certainly would. Base platform. Cut plate. Rub on. Squishy. And I really want to make sure that squishy's covering as much of the words as I possibly can. So hard, I want to make sure all the words are being covered. And then knock, knock. And send it on through. See, look at that. Look at that squishy come out the back end. That means it's getting enough pressure. And then I can bring it on back. And let's see what I've got. Okay, so plenty of pressure on this side. Looks good so far. Few little bumps right there. A few little bumps towards the end. I wonder if I need to do a rotate because I did my whole thing. I'm just going to run this part through because I don't know if it got enough pressure. Bam, bam, send it on through. Yep, easy. Got that one little piece right there. One little piece. Oh, there we go. Done. Now that's a whole lot faster than a popsicle stick. And now with my words in the right direction, that's nice. I'm just reading the words and seeing where I want it to go. I think that looks nice. Save this for something else. I'll have that for something else. Bring over my Big Shot machine and we'll die cut. Send that on through. Save this for something else. I've got this piece right there. Then I think I'm going to grab a red. And I think I'm going to take the embossing element that goes right up to it, the next size up. Freehand my card. Ta-da! Bring back over my squishy and my knock-knock. And this time I do it differently. When I was doing the rub-on, I put my rub-on here, and then my squishy, and then my knock-knock. Here, I'm going to put my knock-knock down first, and then my squishy. And you're like, but Stacy, why are you doing that? Well, because I want to make sure that when I'm embossing exactly where I want it to be. So I want to be sure I see exactly what I'm doing. To go right there. And then my top plate. And let's send it on through. I've got my embossed element. Sand. Die cut in the middle with all of my Christmas words and continue. So many pretty things to put in the middle. Ooh, this one will look good in the middle. Oh, that one looks really good in the middle. Love it with that embossed element. It just adds that final little touch. Put a sentiment up here. In fact, Merry Christmas. This comes with the 5-pack that has, it comes in this set that has the music notes and the words and the icons that I just cut out of. Oh, we also have the big ones here. We fa la 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 la. Oh, fa la 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 is certainly cute. Oh, maybe I like that one better. Joy to the world is certainly cute. Oh, so cute. Now this one's small enough that if you wanted to use a popsicle stick, I get it. And they do come with the popsicle stick. Yep, I busted it. Stacy. Yep, I went too hard. Nope. There we go. Well, I've got fa la la. And I don't know that I can get those. Oh, I can get those off. Well, that tells you what kind of day it's been for me. Nope. Okay. I'm not giving up. I'm covering it up. And I'm going back to my squishy and my knock knock. It's what I know. Should have stopped while I was ahead of the game, but you know what? Like I said, mistakes happen. It's what we do to fix them. And being that this isn't edited and there's nothing pre-done, we just go with it. Nope, that won't work. Here, 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 and here. And roll, 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 and back, 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 back. Nope. Try one more time. Roll, 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 roll. Back, 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 back. And let's see if it went through this time. It's that first part of that J. Be gentle, Stacy. part of the O. Part of the L. And part of the W. Okay, there we go. Now let's fix my mistake. Wow. I should have stopped while I was ahead. Ha! Joy to the world. For all of you who are still with me, bless your pea picking heart. For those of you who have left, I feel you. I get you. Sometimes it just doesn't go as planned. Well, being that there really isn't a plan, sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. Now, I don't know if I like that one in the middle or if I like that one in the middle. I have this one too. Are those the two I want in the middle? They sure are cute. No, I like them. Yeah. And I'm calling it done. Love this rub-on. Now all I need is a sentiment. I'm not doing it, and I need backing paper, and then I'm done. Pretty little matting paper right on the back. And then I'm done. But I hear ya. So, oh my gosh. Remember when we started way back when we were just stamping and using fluffy stuff, and we were using pearlescent and crystal, and we just did the stencil all by itself, and then look at the fluffy stuff on that. Isn't that amazing? And then we moved into using the rub-ons, and I do love the rub-ons. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And you saw when I put the full sheet through, easy peasy. Maybe that's what I should have done with the words, is done the entire sheet and then gone in. Maybe that's the best way, is to do the entire sheet and then go in and cut out what you need, because that seemed to work best for me, is when I did that. I have Merry Christmas. I'm like, Stacy, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, I'll have one of the girls put the Merry Christmas on there. But we played, I love the fluffy stuff. It's from Creative Expressions. It just is, it's perfect for the holiday season. And I guarantee you, the reason why we're doing it in a 2-pack is because once you start putting fluffy stuff on some stuff, you're gonna end up putting fluffy stuff on all the stuff. It just is so much fun. And I'm trying to get these for $19.99 from Sizzix. The pearlescent medium, the dimensional paste. So dimensional paste, pearlescent medium, and the crystal glaze. I want to say that they retail for over $30, but if I can do them for $19.99, I certainly am going to try. Let's see. Hold please. Getting my phone out. Oh, there's a text. Patience prevailed. So I messed up a little here and I messed up a little there, but what I didn't mess up on, pearlescent medium, dimensional paste, crystal paste. Total bundle price MSRP $32.97. SMS price $19.99. Smiley face. Smiley face. And the fluffy stuff is so inexpensive. It's wonderful. And with that fine tip on it, you can make it a really fine line or you can make it a really big line. I love it. You can go in there and just color away. Cutest clouds ever. And then the Hero Arts, their rub-ons are beautiful. I do think it's probably best to do the whole, now my glasses aren't on straight. This is just a day. This is gonna go down as one of the best ever. The Hero Arts rub-ons are beautiful. I love the one that I was playing with. This is probably my favorite. It's brand new. You get 2 sheets, but then I do love the 5-pack with all the black because you get everything to go on top of colored paper and you get all 5 designs. These are a little bit older. We bought all of the snowflakes and then this beautiful winter scene. Wait till you see the samples that the girls have done with it. So what are we putting on sale today? Oh, and you're gonna see some samples with this as too. It's from Cosmic Shimmer. It's their icy, what do they call it? Glitter jewels. It's like an icy, sequiny, beautiful thing. So we'll put that's on sale too. So tons of stuff available. It was what it was today. What can I say? Here, let me pull everything over. Let me tilt back down now that I know that I've got my my bundle at the price that I wanted to bring it to you for. That makes a girl's heart happy, right? Okay, so we'll have the scraper on sale. And there's 2 of them in here, so 2 in a pack. We'll have all of the transfers in an I Want It All and individually. I'll do the sanding block because I used the reveals. So we'll do the new, it's called Spice. I don't know, it's lovely. I love the colors. And this is what I used all day today. And we'll do both sizes. We had it on sale last week and we'll just do it again this week. And then the twofer of the fluffy stuff from Creative Expressions. They're glitter jewels that you'll see on some of the samples. And then all of my Christmas launch is on sale. And when you buy the I Want It All bundle, you get a crystal glaze. Now, we were playing with the crystal paste, which has kind of a translucent, opaque, not quite translucent look to it. The crystal glaze is glittery and it dries It dries with a high gloss, transparent finish. But that's your free gift with the I Want It All bundle of my Christmas launch. And in my Christmas launch, I've got embossing folder, an embossing folder, an embossing folder, and Patty's Perfect Triangles, and my Christmas, one of my dies. And you're gonna see oodles of samples of these two because we put fluffy stuff on lots of the samples. This is the stamp set that goes with the stencil set. They're sold separately, but they go together. This is the stencil that goes with the embossing folder. Sold separately, but they go together. This is the stencil that goes with the embossing folder. And man, this has been a popular stencil and a popular embossing folder because you're putting trees in front of it. It's beautiful. And then my 4-layer stencil. And then the set we worked with today is on sale. All of it available. But the ones we worked with today are these two. And this, and I'll put the glitter on sale. So tons of product for you. Let's look at some samples. Oh, sure, right off the bat. I'm telling you, it is just that kind of day today. Right off the bat. So this is what I was trying to do, but look at how fabulous they did it, right? Amazing. Katie, stunning. And here, this is using the rub-on from Hero Arts, Hero Transfers. And Patty did this one. Oh, it's beautiful, Patty. And then here with some pearlescent and some crystal glaze. This is one of my embossing folders. This is part of the 4-layer stencil, and you can see that we're able to cut them out with my perfect triangles. Here's that winter scene. So at the bottom is that beautiful cosmic shimmer glitter jewels at the bottom. Then this is all a rub-on, and then they stamped with my stamp on top of the rub-on to give you a Christmas scene, winter scene. Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. This one's Patty. Well done, Patty. Here's a cute little card made by Brennan with just the trees, stamped in a couple different color inks. Trees with some snow going down them. So just the stencil. Trees stamped and die cut. Pretty. That one's Katie. Oh, and here we have, she did the entire rooftop scene, whereas Patty stamped the cityscape and did it, and Katie did the rooftop scene with that winter background. Here we've got my embossing folder, my triangles, and this looks like the dimensional paste with some glitter on it. Rooftop scene with a little bit of snow going on. Cityscape scene in the winter, a little bit of snow on the rooftops. Here we've got, oh, that is the jewels. Look, isn't that pretty? So she's stamped. She's got the rub-on as the background. Oh, so pretty. City scene with a little bit of snow happening. Here we just used the stencil. We didn't stamp it all. The stencil, the fluffy stuff, die cut, matted, a little bit of bling. Here we've got the pearlescent and a little bit of fluffy stuff going on. A little bit of fluffy stuff happening. Just a pretty Christmas scene, just because I like them. So, what can I say? It is what it is what it is. And if they were perfect every time, they wouldn't be real. And if it was an easy bake oven where everything was pre-done and I put it into the oven ready to bake, but I pulled it out right next door to it and it was already done. See, I broke my glasses. It has just been my day today. So I'm glad today is over. It is Saturday already. And maybe today is going to be a better day. I just have to believe in that because, well, I think what you put out is what you get back. So if I put out good, I'm going to get back good. And actually, I had a lot of fun. So I had, even with the accidents and the oopsies, I still had a great time, and I hope you did too. The products themselves are wonderful. We'll put the glitter on sale. I'll just throw whatever I can in the YouTube Yummies for you. And I hope you did have a good time. And I hope I did show you something that maybe you didn't know. And that fluffy stuff is amazing. And the pastes and mediums from Sizzix are wonderful. And the Hero Arts transfers, I saw them. I had to have them. So a little bit of something for everybody. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. I am Stacy. This is Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Thank you for being here today. You can find all the product at scrapbookingmadesimple.com or in our retail store. And if you have an independent retailer, remember to shop with them. Chances are they have some of this stuff, and if not, they've got something close enough. All right, you guys, until next time, bye everybody.